Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your express ticket to staying right on the pulse of what's happening in artificial intelligence. Today is August 14th, and we're going to do a real rapid-fire look at the biggest AI news that just landed.
Yeah, it's moving fast, isn't it?
Seriously fast. Our goal here, like always, is just to cut through the noise, give you the key takeaways, and make sure you're totally plugged in.
And the pace, well, it just keeps accelerating. This week's briefing is packed. We're talking major model updates, some really clever new creative tools, and some practical stuff for developers, too. It's, well, nonstop innovation.
Okay, so diving right in this week. We have to start with OpenAI. I mean, the absolute biggest news, you got to be GPT-5, right?
No, absolutely. Huge news.
It's now the default model for, like, all logged-in ChatGPT users. And they're making some bold claims. Faster responses, much stronger reasoning, and way fewer of those, hallucinations.
Right, the weird outputs.
Exactly. And for devs, there's API access, plus this smart auto-routing thing between the fast mode and the deep reasoning mode.
And what's really striking is how fast Microsoft jumped on this. I mean, immediately.
Yeah.
They've integrated GPT-5 basically everywhere. We're talking Copilot, Microsoft 365 Copilot, Copilot Studio.
Wow.
Yeah, and they've got the smart or auto mode now, which was pretty clever. It uses the faster GPT-5 for quick stuff and the, deeper version for harder problems.
Okay.
And it's not just those tools it extends to GitHub, Copilot, Azure AI. It's across the board. The fact that Microsoft is rolling this out so quickly, especially for enterprise stuff, really says something about how capable they think GPT-5 is. It's a big signal for businesses and developers.
That quick rollout is pretty striking.
Yeah.
But for developers, does that smart auto mode really handle everything? Or are there times you might still want to, manually pick a mode?
That's a great question. So for most things, yeah, the auto routing is probably going to be fantastic. It's designed to be smart about it. But if you're doing something super specialized, maybe some heavy-duty research or fine-tuning for a really specific niche application, then yeah, having that direct control to force the deeper reasoning mode, even if it takes a bit longer, could be really important for getting the absolute best accuracy. So it simplifies things, but the flexibility is still there for the power users.
Got it. Okay, so it's clear these big proprietary models like GPT-5 are still pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
But then something kind of unexpected happened this week, didn't it? From OpenAI themselves.
Yeah, this was a bit of a surprise.
Right. They just dropped GPT-OSS 20B and GPT-OSS 120B. And the OSS part is key. These are open weight models.
Open weight, yeah. Released under Apache 2.0, which is super permissive.
Exactly. And apparently that 120 billion parameter one, it's getting close to their own of 4 mini on some benchmarks.
Interesting comparison.
And the smaller 20B one is aimed at, running locally or on cheaper hardware. That could really open things up.
It's a really interesting strategic move from OpenAI. For years, they've been all about closed models behind APIs. Releasing the actual weights the models brain well, that changes the game. Developers can really dig in, fine-tune them, build directly on them.
Right, without going through OpenAI constantly.
Exactly. It's probably multifaceted, right? Build an ecosystem, maybe counter some of the open source moves from Meta and others.
Good point.
And maybe even find talent by letting people really play with their tech. It definitely shakes up the competitive landscape a bit.
Okay, so while OpenAI is making these surprising open moves, the competition isn't sleeping. Anthropic just pushed out an update, right? Claude Opus 4.1.
Yep, Claude Opus 4.1 is out. It's framed as an iterative step up from Opus 4.
Okay.
The main focus seems to be on improving reasoning and what they're calling agentic performance.
Agentic performance. What exactly does that mean in practice for someone using it?
Right. So agentic performance basically means the AI is better at acting like an agent. It's not just responding to a prompt. It can understand a goal, break it down into steps, plan, and then, execute those steps to achieve the goal. More autonomy.
Ah, okay. It can actually do things.
Exactly. Think less simple chatbot, more like a sophisticated assistant. So instead of just answering questions about booking a trip, it might actually try to research flights, find hotels, maybe draft an itinerary, and adapt if things change.
Gotcha. So more proactive.
Precisely. And this push from Anthropic, constantly improving alongside GPT-5, it's just great for everyone using these tools, drives innovation forward.
Definitely keeps things interesting. Okay, so we've seen these powerful new core models. But how are they actually changing, like creative work or building virtual stuff? Let's pivot to Google. They had a busy week.
They certainly did. Lots of different things.
First up, Google's NotebookLM. They rolled out video overviews now, along with an upgraded studio panel.
Right, the multimodal stuff.
Yeah, so it can make these narrated slide videos, and it automatically pulls in images, diagrams, quotes, numbers, whatever, straight from your notes or sources. Pretty neat addition to the audio overviews they already had.
It really makes complex info easier to digest. And that multimodal approach is definitely a big trend. Building on that, Google DeepMind announced something called Genie 3.
Genie 3 sounds magical.
Hey, well, it's pretty wild. They're calling it a real-time general-purpose world model.
A world model.
Essentially, it can generate interactive, navigable 2D environments just from text prompts.
Whoa, interactive.
Yeah, interactive at 720p, 24 frames per second, and apparently with pretty good consistency over time, so the world doesn't just fall apart as you move around.
That's impressive.
It's a limited research preview for now, but the key is interactive. A world model learns the sort of rules of an environment, how things change. So Genie 3 isn't just making a picture, it's simulating a little world you can move in. Getting that consistency is tough.
That sounds amazing, but it's a research preview. So what are the big hurdles? Like, what's stopping this from being in, say, a video game tomorrow?
Well, the main challenges are scale and efficiency, and making the interactions really complex and dynamic.
Right.
Generating coherent 2D is one thing. Expanding to full 3D, handling really complex physics, supporting millions of users, that takes huge amounts of computing power and even smarter models.
So more compute, more complexity.
Exactly. It's a glimpse of the future, shows what's possible, but it's not quite ready for primetime deployment everywhere just yet.
Okay, makes sense. And speaking of engaging stuff from Google, get this, Gemini Storybooks.
Oh yeah, I saw this one.
So Gemini can now make personalized, illustrated, like 10-page storybooks for you.
From a prompt, right?
Yeah. You give it an idea, brave knight, curious dragon, whatever, and boom, unique story pictures. It even has a read-aloud option.
That's cool.
It supports dozens of languages available globally on the Gemini app. I mean, think about personalized learning or just fun bedtime stories.
It's pretty neat. And if you connect those three things from Google NotebookLM summaries, Genie 3's worlds, and these storybooks, you really see this big push into diverse multimodal AI experiences, making creativity easier, information clearer, and even creating totally new ways to interact. It feels like a very deliberate strategy.
Yeah, you can see the pattern there. Okay, so AI isn't just for creativity and world building. It's also becoming a massive help for developers, right? Which brings us to Google again with Jules.
Right, Jules, their new agentic coding assistant.
Powered by Gemini 2.5 Pro, apparently. And it sounds pretty capable. It can, like, clone code repositories into secure environments.
And box it.
Plan and run coding tasks on its own asynchronously, and even suggest pull requests with code changes, but with human review.
And that human-in-the-loop review part is absolutely crucial. It really highlights how these tools are maturing for professional use.
So?
Well, while an AI like Jules can automate a ton of stuff, write boilerplate code, maybe even tackle complex logic, it still doesn't have human intuition or understand the full context of a huge project or make those really nuanced strategic calls.
Right, the bigger picture stuff.
Exactly. So for something critical like merging code changes via a pull request, you need that human oversight, quality checks, architectural alignment, security, ethics. Stuff an AI might miss.
So it's about collaboration, not replacement.
Precisely. Let the AI handle the heavy lifting, the repetitive tasks, the first drafts, and let the human developers focus on the high-level design, the tricky problems, the final decisions. It really could change how dev teams work.
Wow, okay, so that was a lot. What an incredible week for AI news.
Wasn't it just?
We've seen huge steps in the core models, those surprise open source moves, amazing creative tools popping up, and AI digging deeper as a coder's partner.
Yeah, the sheer amount and the variety is just staggering. It really underscores the speed this field is moving at.
It really does. And what strikes me is how accessible a lot of this is becoming, or aims to be.
Exactly. It's spreading across the board. From consumer tools like story generators or video summarizers, all the way to these sophisticated platforms helping professionals with complex tasks. AI is weaving itself into, well, pretty much everything digital.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. It's always great to unpack these things.
My pleasure.
And for everyone listening, If you want even more AI news, deeper updates, or want to explore thousands of AI tools out there,
Yeah.
you should definitely visit AIexploria.com.
Great resource.
That's AIexploria.com. It's really your go-to directory and platform for keeping up with AI.
Definitely check it out.
Okay, so to leave you with something to think about this week, with all this happening so fast, what specific area of AI do you think is poised for the next really game-changing breakthrough? And maybe more importantly, how do you imagine it might actually change your day-to-day life?